Last one was all about the sequences. This is totally something. We're actually getting into, you guys remember geometry day, sine, cosine, tangent? So we're going to get back, not right away, but we are going to start getting back into that. What I'm going to show you today, your whole mathematical career, right? You give it, what's this here? That's a what?
It's a triangle. Oh, wait.
Oh my God, I'm learning for it.
An acute angle.
That's an angle, right? And usually they'd say, hey, that's 50 degrees in there. And that's the only way you draw an angle. Now we're going to draw the angles on the XY axes, though. Okay, we'll see. Okay, we're going to draw it on the XY axes. And there's two sides to an angle, right? Two sides. One side, second side. The first side of the angle when we graph it on the XY axis is always going to be on the positive side of the x-axis. That's where your first side of the angle is going to be. And let's start talking to each other in the correct vocabulary. That's going to be called the the initial side. Just made a mistake there. The initial side. N-I, anybody? N-I-I-N-I. T-A-L?
T-I. Yeah, something like that.
Is it T-I-L or A-L?
T-I-L.
Okay. That's your initial side. Always on the positive side of the x-axis, you place that initial side. The other side depends on what angle I give you. All right, depends on the degree measure, and that's called the terminal side. Terminal meaning, hey, that's where it ends. So you always know where one side of the angle is going to be on the positive side of the x-axis. The other side, the terminal side, depends on what degree measure I give you. You guys know your quadrants or no? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's one start? No. Top. Right. Yep. 1. And then how's it go?
Below it. Left. Bottom right.
Left. Top left.
Counterclockwise.
I'm done, bro.
2, 3, and 4. Now let's talk degree measures now. Right here, positive side of the x-axis, you guys start at 0 degrees there. That's 0 degrees right there. And a wild guess, as I go from quadrant counterclockwise, quadrant to quadrant, what do you think I have up top here? 90. So that means any degree measure between 0 and 90 is going to fall in the first quadrant. That terminal, like if I asked you guys to graph 50, which we will, the terminal side is going to be somewhere in the first quadrant. All right, let's keep adding 90 degrees. What do you think it is over here?
180.
A buck 80. So anything between 90 degrees and 180 is going to be in the second quadrant. Oh boy. What do you think it is down below here?
270.
270, yep. And then we finish back at 0 or 360 degrees, correct. And we'll stop it right there. And then I just gave you 4 pictures of what an angle looks like in each of the quadrants. All right, let's do this. Let's go right down to the bottom here. I'll give you an angle. I'll call on somebody. Tell me what quadrant it's in, and then I'll help you graph it. All right, so I have a 145 degree angle. 145. What quadrant would that fall in? Don't yell anything out. Look at the labels we had above. Where's 145 going to be in what quad? And then I'll help you graph it. Start us off right there. Tyler, what quadrant?
The second.
Second quadrant. Good. So quad 2. And I don't care if you do the Roman numerals or the number 2. I don't care. All right, you ready to graph it now? How do I graph 145 degrees? First side, initial side. You guys know where that is. It's always on the positive side of the x-axis. Tyler told us, hey, this is going to be in quad 2. So that other side, the terminal side, has got to be somewhere in quadrant 2. But, hey, I'm not looking for exactness, but you better be in the darn ballpark. All right, just don't do a random. Well, I'm just going to throw it right there. All right. So think 145. You might have to play around in your calculator. Where's 145? Is it closer to 90, 180, or is it directly in the middle?
180.
Directly in the middle.
All right. Well, that's for you guys to figure out.
180.
Is it closer to 180, 90, or is it directly in the middle? Because that's where you're going to put your other side. Where's 145 closer to? Closer to 180, right? It should be closer to 180. So darn it, when you draw in that terminal side, make it closer to 180, please. I'm not looking for exactness. I can't. We can't look for precise, but it has to be in the ballpark. Last thing, I got to know which way you're going. You guys have two angles you just have, right? I don't think you guys noticed that. You got this angle and you got that angle going. You have to do what's called a rotation arrow to show me which direction we're going. And for now, we're going counterclockwise. So there's 145. Got to have the arrow going there too. All right, let's roll 30 degrees. 1, 2, 3, or 4. What quadrant am I in? 30 degrees. Where am I going, Felicia? First quadrant, yep. So quad 1. Go ahead, everyone get that the initial side down. It's never going to change. You're going to put this terminal side closer to 0, 90, or halfway in between. Closer to 0, right? 30 is closer to 0 than it is to 90. So make it closer to 0. And this isn't a recommendation, it's a must. Make sure you got your arrow going that way. All right, last one, 295. Where am I? 295. Where am I here? 295. What quad am I working with? Oh, Doug.
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth quadrant, good. All right. Play around in your calculator. Maybe you can do it in your head. Closer to 270 or 360? All right, because this is 270 down here. Here's 360 back up here. Closer to where? 295. Where's it closer to? 270. So make your side closer to 270. And make sure we have our rotational arrow showing you're going to 295 and not the other way. Could you guys handle this before I move on?
Yeah.
Naming the quadrant and graphing it. Issues. All right. These are all positive, right? All positive degree measures. I'm also going to ask you to graph negative angles. And there is such thing as a negative angle. All right. Welcome to Big Boy, Big Girl Math. Go up here. Let's just talk about how the negatives work now. Still starting at 0 here. But now you're going the other direction. We're going clockwise now. So down here, not just 90, but negative 90. See how that's working? When you go clockwise, it's going to start being negative. So what do you think I have here?
First quadrant.
Negative 180. And then what do you think is going to be up top here?
Negative 270.
Negative 270. And if you want to write it, yeah, we're back at 360, negative 360. Think you can draw me negative 60?
Easy.
Hey, initial side, same place, same place. All right, what quad am I in then? What quad for negative 60? Negative 60. Shoom. Felicia, back to you. 4. Yeah, you're right. Be confident. Quadrant 4. Is it closer to negative 90 or 0? Yep, so make sure you put your arrow closer to negative 90. One last change, though. Where do you think my arrow's going? Clockwise. All right, now it's going clockwise to show it's a negative angle. Oh, here you go now. I got some studs in here, I know it. Now it's time to break it out. If I had you guys to graph the positive version, so going this way, don't yell anything out. How many degrees would it be? That's what this question is asking. What would be the positive angle with the same terminal side? So now going this way. Think about it. You got it. Break out some greatness here. So you graph that, but now I'm going the other direction, positive. So what would be that degree measure going the positive direction? And there's a way you can find out. Anybody confident they have it?
Yep.
Yeah. Confidence is key.
It is. Key to all the locks. What do we think?
300.
300 degrees, yep. Yep, that's 300 degrees in the positive. So wait. Could you do this for any negative angle? Give me its positive version?
Yeah.
You think you could?
I can do whatever you need us to.
How? Wait. How? If I give you a negative angle, how can you find the smallest positive? What'd you guys do there?
Subtract.
What'd you add to it? How'd you go from negative 60 to 300? Add, yep, there's the rule. Add 360 to it. Add 360 to it. So if it's negative, add 360, you get a positive version. And hey, let's put it one last vocabulary term there. Those two angles, coterminal. Why coterminal? What word does it have in there other than co?
They die at the same time.
Terminal, they end at the same spot. Okay, they end at the same spot. I need you to know that word. All right, coterminal. They end at the same spot, the positive and negative version. All right, negative 270. Give me the smallest positive coterminal. I mean, they end at the same spot. All right, use our trick there. Use our trick. Negative 270. Give me the smallest positive coterminal angle. I don't want you to graph it. I don't have time for that. Don't have time to graph it. So negative 270 and what up here? Where are we going with that? Not here, Leah. You're good. Will?
90.
Everyone good? 360. You add 360 to it. Smallest positive angle, 90 degrees with it. Perfect. All right, how about negative 110 now? Negative 110, and what other angle would be coterminal with it? Negative 110 and shoom. Felicia on fire today. 250, perfect. Coterminal, same, ends in the same spot, but one's negative, one's positive. Questions? Oh, you thought that was fun. Can we graph angles bigger than 360? Yeah, you're darn right we can. Here we go. 640. 640. Whoa. I'll tell you, I'll very truthful with you and honest. I don't go above 360. My brain does not go above 360. I always need to have it between 0 and 360 before I do anything. Okay, before I do anything, it has to be between 0 and 360. So how do I get it less than 360 then? I have this angle 640, but my brain only functions between 0 and 360. Suggestions? Subtract 360. Everyone go ahead. Take 640, subtract 360 from it. Do I end up with an angle I can handle? Right, what do you have there? 640 minus 360. 280? I can handle 280. 640? Whoo, a little bit too much of a big dog for me. All right, but I can handle 280. All right, now let's talk about the graph now. Get your initial side down, because I got a little something extra on the end of this one. All right, where is 280? Right, we've done a bunch of these problems already. Where is 280 on here? What quadrant? So I know where to put my side. 1, 3. Oh, dog. Where's 280? Fourth quadrant. Is it closer to 270 or 360? 270. All right. So everyone take. Everyone get with me so far there.
Yep.
I'm graphing 280. All right. Ready for the rotational arrow? Ready. All right. If I just go from If I just go from here to here, that's only 280, right? Everyone, yeah, that's only 280.
Yeah.
I need 640. So watch. I'm going to go all the way around, which is what, 360?
Yep.
And then I'll go to the end of it. The old whirly bird there, yeah? But make sure you know how many times you do it. You go all the way around, there's 360, and then I do that extra 280 to get there. So that's what I need to see with angles bigger than 360. Real quick again, what was the rule again? If I have something bigger than 360, how do you make it smaller? You got to subtract 360. Good. So anything bigger than 360. All right. So see if you can do these two on your own here. Name the quad. I don't need you to graph it. Name the quadrant and give me the smallest. Everyone see the direction? Smallest positive angle that ends in the same spot. And you'll see something there when you do number 8. So tell me what quadrant it's in. And then tell me the smallest positive angle that's coterminal with it, meaning it ends in the same spot. Use your calculator. Let's roll.
It's just simple math.
350 minus 360 is 300. 750 minus 360 is 300.
Minus 360.
Persons. That's too spiral. It's crazy. Crazy work. It's too much.
Think we're ready to go here?
Yep.
All right, 550. First, before you tell me the quadrant, because again, my mind doesn't work anything bigger than 360, tell me what's the smallest positive angle that's the same as 550. All right, the smallest positive angle that's the same as 550. Amron, what do you got there? Smallest positive angle, so 550. What do you got to do to 550 if it's bigger than 360 to make it smaller? Yep, subtract 360, and what'd you get? 550 minus 360. What do you have?
190.
190, yep. Now, hey, you do minus 360 again, you're going to get a negative angle, right? So that's how I know to stop, because the direction said smallest positive. All right, where's 190? What quadrant? There we go. Everyone's good? Quad 2? Is it quad 2?
No.
Everyone's agreeing with me and just
No,
let me write it
quad
down?
three. No. Quad 3. Quad 3.
Here you go. Ready? 180 ends right there. Right? So 190 is going to be continuing here. What's that one? 3. Okay, good. Anybody notice something with 750?
Yeah.
You subtracted 360 and what happened?
Still over.
Still bigger than 360. So what do you think you got to do again? Keep subtracting 360. Yep. And what do we end up with here? Choom. Gianna?
30.
What'd you have? 30. How's that look, everyone?
Good.
30 degrees? Yep. And what quad?
1.
Perfect. Yeah. So keep subtracting 360 until it's less than it. Questions, comments, concerns before we get to the last type? And I think you guys could probably figure this out with everything we're doing. All right, what if I have something less than negative 360, but you want, again, guys, our brains only work from 0 to 360. Anything bigger, anything smaller won't work. Okay, it's got to be between there. So what do you think you have to do? Negative 400, what are we going to have to do? Add 360 to it. Yep. Yep, so go ahead, add 360. What do we end up with? Ooh, watch it. Ooh. Max, what do you end up with when you add 360 to negative 400?
Negative 40.
Negative 40 didn't follow the directions, though, did we? Right, didn't follow the directions. Smallest positive. So what do you got to do again?
Oh, you gotta do it.
Yeah. Do it again, because that's not going to cut it. I look for the smallest positive one.
320.
So 320 will cut it. That's the smallest positive one I could have. And that'll tell you what quad it's in. Negative 900. Go ahead, add 360 to it. Let's roll, Will. Add 360 to it. What do you end up with? Negative 540. All right, still not going to cut it, right? Let's go. Keep going.
Negative 180.
Still not following the directions, right? Add 360 again.
180.
There you go.
Quadrant.
Did it say quadrant?
Oh, but what quadrant would that be?
180? Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Because it wouldn't be a quadrant. We got a special name for that bad boy.
1.5.
On the line? Exactly.
Yeah. All right, turn it over. Hey, turn it over. I'm going to post the answers right up here. And this isn't up. As soon as you're done, you get your hands on
Delta math.
Delta Math. Thank you on the Chromebook. All right,
I bet.
get your keister there going.